TV, keeping you in the know.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين ما خلقناهما إلا بالحق ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. إن يوم الفصل ميقاتهم أجمعين يوم لا يغني مولا عن مولا شيئا ولا هم ينصرون إلا من رحم الله إنه هو العزيز الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. tukyali mu sura Al-Dukhaan, sura eyana munya. Tukyali mu ruku ya kubiri nga tutandika ne aya 39. Mabegako twalabye ebikwata ku baana ba Bani Israila, abaana ba Isiraili oba Hadati Yaqub alayhi wassalam, n'ensiitaano yaliwo wakati wa Nabi Musa alayhi salatu wassalam ne kabwenkene Firaun. Ti Allah yayagala abaana ba Isiraili olwa background gye baali balina. Remember nti bo baali bazzukulu ba Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi wassalam, jajja w'abakkiriza. Yakubu yali muzzukulu ng'asibuka mu mwana Ishaq. Famire eyo yonna kuviira ddala ku Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi wassalam ezze eyita mu kugezesebwa okw'amaanyi. Era always family eyo evuddeyo ng'eri kungulu era ng'eri ku mwanjo mu buweereza obwa Mukama Katonda. Waawo wabaawo ebimu ebizze bisoba family eyo ngaawe tujjukira ekyafaayo ekya Hadati Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, n'engeri baganda be bennyini gye baamulyamu olukwe. Neera Hadati Yusuf alayhi wassalam yafuuka ensonga. Abaana ba Isiraili okugenda okuwangaalira mu Misiri okumala akaseera, baasookera ku buganzi nga batunuulirwa ng'abantu ab'omugaso eri Abamisiri. Later on, oluvannyuma embeera yabeefuulira. Ababadde mu bifo by'okumwanjo ne bafuulibwa abaddu, ne batulugunyizibwa nnyo ddala. neera ekibinja mu bo kyasigala nga kiri ku buluŋŋamu era nga kyesimbu. Kati olw'ensonga eyo mu aya 33 Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala agamba walakad ikhtarnahum ala ilmin ala alalamin, ye Allah yabalonda n'abawa ilimu knowledge nga kyekyobugagga ddala kyoyinza okubeera nakyo okusukkuluma ku balala. Allah yali yabalonda n'abawa ilimu, ekyengera kya ilimu, okusukkuluma ku balala. Era mukimanyi bulungi nti oli Allah wabamuwadde knowledge aba asukkulumye ku balala. Whatever you do tosobola kumuovertaking. Hakati bo Allah yali yabawa ekyengera ekyo, n'ate ekiseera kyatuuka abantu Allah baleze nga wajja atottola mu aya ez'enjawulo, waidh najjainakum min ali firawuna yasumunakum su'al adhab yudhabbihuna abna'akum wa yastahiyuna nisa'akum wa fi dhalikum bala'un min rabbikum 'azim. Tumujjukire Allah bweyabataasa ebibonyoobonyo ebyavanga ku bantu ba Firaawo. Ebimu byali bikakkali to the extent nti abaana abalenzi bo battibwanga, abawala ne balekebwanga balamu. Ne Nabi Musa alayhi salatu wassalamu ye mwennyini yawona buwonyi ekizibu ekyo, kubanga naye yali destined kuttibwa, nga bo bamanyi nti abasajja bebatambuza eggwanga. N'olwekyo abaana abalenzi bonna Abayudaaya abaazaalibwanga mu bufuzi bwa Faraawo bonna battibwanga, abakazi abawala ne balekebwa. Ebizibu ebyo byonna baabiyitamu. Allah n'abataasa omulabe waabwe Firaawo, n'ate baamala nabo ne beefuulira Katonda, ne batuuka ne ku ddaala erigamba mu aya 36 in hiya illa mautatuna al-ula wa ma nahnu bimunsharin. Bino ebyogerwako busimanye eriyo obulamu oluvannyuma, ebyo byonna byappa, ffe tetugenda kuzuukira. Buno obulamu bwaffe bwe tulimu bwebwo, nd'okufa oba ofudde weddewo, n'olwekyo weekolere byonna byoyagala. Teriyo ebyo omuntu agenda kuvunaanyizibwa bino na biki na biki. Allah naye n'abasunguwalira. Era bamufassiri bonna bakkaanya nti ebigambo ebisangibwa mu sura Al-Fatiha, sura Alhamdu, ebya ghayri al-maghdubi, nti ay Allah tusaba tuleme kubeera mu abo abaasunguwalirwa, nga abo al-maghdhub abaasunguwalirwa alladhina kafaru min bani Israila, beebo abaakafuwala okuva mu baana ba Isirayiri. Allah n'atuuka okubasunguwalira. ebyo byonna twabirabye mu darisi yaffe ey'emabega. aya 39 Allah atugamba wama khalaqna as-samawati wal arda wama bainahuma la'ibin. Allah agamba nti teyatonda ggulu na nsi nga ekyokuzanyisa obuzanyisa awatali kigendererwa. awala tugamba dhalika dhannu alladhina kafaru, eyo ndowooza y'abatakkiriza, ng'abamu bakitwala nti okubaawo kw'eggulu n'ensi byajjawo byokka accidentally, a natural cause. Allah agambye nti okutondebwa kw'eggulu n'ebyo byaliteekamu n'ensi n'ebyo byagiteekamu wama bainahuma n'ebyo ebiri wakati wa byombiriri wakati w'eggulu n'ensi byeyateekawo, teyabiteekawo oba lusaago oba muzannyo oba kubeera bubeezi awo nti kwesanyusa bwesanyusa. agambye wama khalaqnahuma illa bilhaq, ti ebyo byonna teyabitonda wabula lwakigendererwa. walakinna aktharahum la ya'lamun, naye abantu abasinga ekyo tebakimanyi. The heavens and the earth and what is between them was created and put in place for a purpose. They are not a sport. They were not put in place for simple show, but for a purpose. Which purpose has been explained in a number of verses in the Holy Qur'an. The complexity of all this creation, the population of the earth, its sustenance from the earth and from the heavens, physical development, physical nourishment from within the earth and beyond, then spiritual development from within the earth and from the heavens. All that complex setup is for a purpose, not for a joke, not for sport. This is what God is telling us. Those who do understand well that earthly life is transitory, we have to pass on to another form of life, and the continuation of this trend is for a special purpose. As for man on earth, he was created to worship God. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I did not create the jinn and man, but solely for worshiping me. Humans are gifted with numerous qualities and capabilities. They are the best of creatures on earth. But Allah tells us that what humans can do best to excel others is to worship God. In that aspect, no any other creature can challenge man. But in other aspects, many creatures are better than man. In the industry, even simple insects are far better than humans. Look at the bees, how they process honey in the most modern process ever invented or ever exhibited on earth. Look at red ants or termites, how they construct their hills with such complexity that man has never even dreamt of coming up with such structures, and so on and so forth. But in terms of worshiping God, nothing can challenge man. So those who understand that the purpose of their existence is to worship God, they shall benefit from their beliefs. Those who think that all this complex structure was put into place just for sport, that we are in the world just to enjoy and there is no life after death, those shall suffer. Allah the Almighty goes ahead in verse 41. He tells us, Inna yawm al-fasli miqatuhum ajma'in. The final day, the day of the decision, that shall be appointed, it will gather all those who have existed on earth. There has been many arguments in many quarters of commentators of the Holy Qur'an that maybe for every people, every age has its own qiyam, yawm al-qiyam. But facts on the ground prove contrary. Because every being dies of its own. It disappears from this earth on its own. Then there will come a time when there will be resurrection for all. As he says, Inna yawm al-fasli mikatuhum ajma'in. Verily, the day of decision is the appointed time for all of them. Everybody dies on his own or her own. Today you bury Mr. So, tomorrow you bury Mrs. So, the other day we buried Mr. So, on their own. Everybody goes in his or her own way. You cannot say that they go together and shall be judged together. No. Everybody goes on his or her own. When one dies, the time between his death and the day of resurrection, Yawm al-Fasl, the day of the decision, is the time to process your files. Your files shall be processed. When the day of decision comes, everyone will be aware of his or her status, to which section he belongs or she belongs. On that day, everyone shall be there, and the decision for everyone shall be taken. Allah goes ahead and tells us that day, يَوْمَ لَا يُغْنِ مَوْلًا عَنْ مَوْلَ شَيْئًا وَلَا هُمْ يُنصَرُونَ. That will be the day when a friend shall not avail a friend at all, shall not be of any help, any assistance to a friend. Nor shall you be helped. In the earthly world, in our life on earth, we get help from friends. What you fail to do, you get help from somebody. And you achieve the results through assistance of others. On that day, there shall not be any friend or any help from anybody. At another point, Allah tells us, لِكُلِّ مُرِئِ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنُ يُغْنِيهِ. On that day, everyone will be looking for such a chance, space and occasion that benefits him alone. Another place, Allah says, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ. That will be the day when someone will run away from the father, from your mother, from your brother, from your sister, from your friend. You look for what will benefit you. So we should all prepare for that day. إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ اللَّهِ. Exception of that trauma will be reserved for only those who have got the mercy of Allah. And you know very well how we can get the mercy of Allah. Be obedient to Him. Worship Him. that traumatic time will not harm you. But if you are not part of those who come under God's mercy, you will be affected by the fear, trauma, and the suffering of that hour. Innahu huwa al-aziz al-rahim. Of course, Allah is the mighty, the merciful. Assalamu alaikum.
Hail TV, keeping you in the know.